Hey everybody, super duper fast. The rubric for our threaded discussions. One thing that's still throwing a lot of people is the requirement for a question embedded into your initial post. There's a very specific reason why that requirement is there. And it has to do with a very specific issue. I'd say 40 to 45% of people are having with coming to the focus of their paper. It's that idea of inquiry, of exploration. People are having issues, and I'm being broad and general, just go with it because I'm a general broad. Okay, so what I'm saying is focus on, no matter what the prompt is. Personally, I find it always easier to kind of end with a question. Some people like to embed it. But everything that you're studying and exploring and thinking about, it's taking it a step higher into the critical thought arena through inquiry. It's, so what does all this mean to me? Or how can I use this going forward? Or where does this fit into my practice? Crafting a question, focusing purposefully on application or going into an area that you don't know. What tends to happen with teachers and adults is we immediately try and find meaning in things by anecdotes, by something we already know. And I'm seeing a lot of that in the thread discussion boards. Reflection, not as a springboard to greater understanding, but reflection as in, oh, I agree, here's my story. Take it up a notch. Why am I asking you to do this? Because in our papers, and here's the problem, people are, maybe it's the phrase thesis statement that's throwing a lot of folks, but you're not out to prove something with these comparative ed papers. You're exploring. You're examining. You have your topic. Teacher education, teacher preparation, teacher methodology, equity in access to education, inclusion, whatever your topic is. You're not trying to prove something. You're not trying to say that this country does it right or this country does it wrong or vocational ed is better than regular ed. You're not judging. You're not ranking. That's not what comparative ed is all about. That's not what your papers are. You're exploring, you're examining. Whatever your topic is, equity. Equity in access to education. Boom, there's my topic. Now I'm going to explore that in country A, country B, and the United States. Why am I doing this? Because the concept of equity, whatever my reasons are, is important to me, blah, blah, blah. Not because you're trying to prove something. You're exploring, you're examining. It's very difficult for a lot of people because this kind of, I don't know what I'm going to find, and I'm not actually going in to prove something. I'm just going in to see what there is to see. That doesn't match up with a lot of the work we've been asked to do earlier in our lives to be successful enough to be in a master's program. I totally get that, right? It's one of the reasons that so many people flunk out the first year of med school. These are the best and the brightest from all their different schools that they've gone to. But the very things that help them be the best and the brightest at their other institutions, when they get into med school, holds them back and gets in their way. Med school, right off the bat, they don't want you just regurgitating the information from the books. They're asking you to synthesize from multiple perspectives and be able to draw brand new conclusions and create new understanding. That's why House is such a great television show. Because House never did the tried and true. House always went in from a sense of inquiry. What's really going on here? And would have to explore things from the sick person's perspective. Okay? So you're going to be Diane Fossey. You're going to be a gorilla You're going into the environment. You're going to be house trying to find out what's going on with this patient. You have to go into the environment and explore the topic through the eyes of the people who are there. You're not judging, you're not evaluating. You're gathering information to form an understanding on your topic. So when you start your paper, you're going to discuss my topic in country A, then my topic in country B, then my topic in the United States. Then you move on to juxtaposition. Well, here are the similarities and the differences. Here's how this really fits into a big picture. Then you go into drawing conclusions. But drawing conclusions doesn't mean comparing who's better, ranking. It means drawing lessons learned. What can country A learn from B and C? What can B learn from C and A? Get it? A lot of people are crafting these thesis statements, and maybe we should just throw out that, don't say thesis statement. It's your research focus. This is qualitative research, right? You're not doing quantitative research. You're not going to be able to draw inferences and connect variables. You're looking at what is and then saying, oh, well, from this, seems like that could really help this country with the issue they're having. After my research, I've discovered that blah, blah, blah. You're sharing lessons learned from researching the topic independently in the countries, then doing the juxtaposition. You don't start with the juxtaposition. You research each country independently. Then juxtaposition, then lessons learned. Thesis statements are not about validating or proving or being able to figure out why X, Y, Z. None of that. You're exploring and examining. Okay. See you online.